Log into AWS Management Console. To see the service limits applied for all the AWS services, we can navigate through My Service Quotas. Click on AWS Services. We can see the list of AWS services here. In order to see the service limits applied for the EC2 service, let me go ahead and search for the Amazon EC2 service and click on Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud Amazon EC2. It is showing that the AWS default quota and the applied quota value, and is it adjustable or not. What is mean that AWS has applied certain limitations for every resource which we will be deploying into the AWS cloud. Let's say the number of Elastic APIs can be created per VPC will be limited to 5, and the number of reserved instances can be created per month is limited to 20. Also, you can see various limitations has been defined within the EC2 service for various resources. As the adjustable is stating yes is mean that if at all we have already deployed the 5 Elastic APIs in a specific VPC, if the limit has to be increased, then we can raise a support ticket with the AWS to increase the limit for the specific VPC. As per the request, AWS will be increasing the service limit for that specific AWS resource. To see various service limits applicable for other AWS services, let me go to AWS services and search for the RDS. Click on RDS. We can see that various resource limits are being defined by the AWS for every specific resource within the RDS service, which is mentioning that total 40 number of DB instances can be get created in a AWS account, and it can be adjustable as well as per the request made by the customer to increase the service limit. Same way, let me look for the VPC service as well. Let me search for the VPC service. Click on VPC. We can see the service limits defined by the AWS stating that active VPC peering connections per VPC can be maximum of 50, and also it is showing that maximum number of NAT gateways per availability zone is set to 5, and 200 number of network ACLs can be created per VPC, and can see that the number of subnets can be created per VPC is limited to 200. And also we can see that the number of route tables can be created per VPC is limited to 200. Like that, AWS has defined resource limit for every specific resource which will be deploying into the AWS cloud, and we cannot deploy the resources beyond the service limit. If need be, we need to raise a service ticket to increase the service limit, then only it is possible to deploy the resources more than the default service quota defined by the AWS. When we look at the dashboard, it is showing that is there any pending service quota request, and is there any service quota request resolved by the AWS. We can also see that the number of resource limits defined for every specific AWS service. That's it for this lecture, understanding what is AWS service limit, and if you want to create the AWS resources more than the default service quota defined by the AWS, we need to raise a service ticket with the AWS to increase the resource limit. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.